You may not realize it, but something inside you is changing every single day. Growth doesn't always announce itself, sometimes it feels like nothing is happening at all. Yet deep within, you are becoming softer, wiser, and more connected to your own heart. Healing rarely arrives with noise, it begins in silence, in lonely moments, in late nights when you allow yourself to feel what you have avoided for so long. You don't have to rush this process. You are exactly where your soul needs you to be. Everything you're going through is shaping you slowly, gently, and with purpose. Trust the quiet changes taking place within you. You may not realize it, but something inside you is changing every single day. Growth doesn't always announce itself, sometimes it feels like nothing is happening at all. Yet deep within, you are becoming softer, wiser, and more connected to your own heart. Healing rarely arrives with noise, it begins in silence, in lonely moments, in late nights when you allow yourself to feel what you have avoided for so long. You don't have to rush this process. You are exactly where your soul needs you to be. Everything you're going through is shaping you slowly, gently, and with purpose. Trust the quiet changes taking place within you. You don't need to hurry to some imaginary finish line. Your life is not a race and your healing is not a competition. You are allowed to slow down, to pause, to breathe deeply and let your soul catch up. When you stop rushing, you begin to notice the beauty within and around you. Your heart opens when it feels safe, and your soul blossoms when it is calm. Let yourself rest. Let yourself grow at a pace that feels natural. You are becoming someone beautiful, you don't need to force your own bloom. Once there was a small tree that grew in the corner of a quiet forest. Every other tree around it grew tall and strong quickly, while this little tree stayed small for years. It felt left behind. It felt slow. But what it didn't know was that beneath the surface, its roots were growing deeper than any other tree nearby. While the others rose fast, the little tree was preparing itself for storms it couldn't yet see. One day, a strong wind swept through the forest. The tallest trees shook violently, and many of them bent and broke. But the little tree, with its deep and patient roots, stood firm. It had grown slowly, but it had grown strong. And in time, it rose taller than even the ones that had once looked down on it. The most important changes in your life are happening quietly. Every time you choose kindness over anger, every time you choose peace over chaos, every time you choose to stay instead of run, you grow. Your soul expands in moments when no one is watching. You are healing in invisible ways, learning who you are, and unlearning who the world told you to be. Silent growth is still growth, and it is often the most powerful kind. Your strength is not defined by how loudly you shout or how fearlessly you act. It is defined by the storms you survived, the nights you cried yourself to sleep, the mornings you still chose to rise. You have carried your pain with grace. You have walked through fire and learned how to turn ashes into wisdom. This strength you are building is quiet, steady, and real, the kind that no one can take away from you. Even after all the hurt, your heart is learning to trust again. You are learning to believe in love, hope, and softness. Slowly, your soul is unlearning fear and making space for something gentle. Healing doesn't mean forgetting what happened, it means remembering it without losing your ability to feel. You are returning to yourself, and your heart is blooming again in ways you never expected. There was once a potter who shaped clay into the most beautiful vases. One day, he began working on a new piece. But unlike the others, this clay kept collapsing, losing shape, and cracking. Anyone else would have thrown it away. But the potter didn't. He held it gently, reshaped it patiently, and tried again and again. When the vase was finally complete, it wasn't perfect, but it was strong, unique, and filled with character. It became his favorite creation, not because it was flawless, but because of everything it had survived. Everything in your life is unfolding exactly as it should. The delays, the pauses, the slow steps, they all have meaning. You are not late. You are not behind. The universe is preparing you, shaping you, and guiding you. What is meant for you will never pass you. Trust the timing. Trust the detours. Trust the quiet moments where nothing seems to be happening. These are the moments when your soul is rearranging itself beautifully. You are growing into someone softer, someone wiser, someone more aligned with the truth of who you really are. You are learning patience, grace, and the art of letting go. You are becoming a person who has depth, kindness, and understanding. Your journey may be slow, but it is sacred. You don't have to rush. You don't have to prove anything. You are becoming someone beautiful, one breath, one step, one moment at a time.